Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Bright Ideas podcast. As always, I'm your host, Trent Deersmid, and I'm here to help you discover what is working in the world of e-commerce and online business by shining a light on the tools, the tactics, and the strategies that are in use by today's most successful entrepreneurs. My guest on the show today is a fellow by the name of Chris Meade. He's the co-founder and chief revenue officer for a company called Crossnet, the world's first four-way volleyball game. Crossnet has grown from 0 to 2 million in sales in just under 18 months, and we'll welcome Chris in just a minute. Before we get to that, today's episode is brought to you by .store domains. The first step towards creating a great e-commerce brand is getting the right domain name. But since most good domain names are unavailable, online sellers are often having to compromise on their brand. However, with .store domain names, you can get almost any brand name you want. Plus, a .store domain name instantly tells people that you're selling something. It's everything you need for a great domain name for your e-commerce business, and over 300,000 businesses, including Grammy Award-winning artists like Khalid, influencers like Dude Perfect, and Fortune 500 companies like Emirates trust .store domain names to build their e-commerce brand. Bottom line is this. If you're selling online, you need to get a .store domain name, and you can get it now for just $4.99 for the first year. Go to get.store/brightideas, and when you do, use the coupon code BRIGHTIdeas, and that's all one word. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So Crossnet, what is this? Tell us for people who don't know.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, we made a four-way volleyball net. Me, my brother, and our hometown best friend were home one night, sat on the couch for about 7 hours thinking of cool ideas. And then the last one that remained was a four-way volleyball net. So here we are 2 years later selling it nationwide, tons of e-commerce sales every day, cranking them out. And I've grown the company to $2 million in sales in literally less than 18 months.
Nice. So when you were sitting on the couch and you were coming up with all these ideas, I'm guessing this wasn't the first idea you came up with. How did you brainstorm and come up with ideas? And was there a process that you went through to vet each idea and ultimately land on this one?
Yeah, I mean, essentially what it was it was a late night. We grew up in a small farm town in Connecticut, so there's not much to do up there when we're home for the holidays. So we just sat on the couch. We had Sports Center on for about 4 hours on reruns, and we just had a list. And Mike came over, our other co-founder. He's has an engineering degree from Northeastern.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I want to design a product, and I want to become an entrepreneur. We're like, all right, Mike, sounds cool. Let's do it. So we just started writing down things all night long of like this, a new candle, a speaker that plugs into a phone charger that turns into a speaker, like the most crazy ideas. And they were all pretty bad. We'd just check them off like, all right, that's never going to work. That's never going to work. And then one of us was just like a four-way volleyball net. And we did a quick Google search and nobody had ever made it before. And we're like, okay, this definitely could work.
So, I mean, at that point in time, you guys are high on your own idea, but that doesn't mean anybody actually wants to buy the damn thing.
Exactly.
And oftentimes when you go into a product category where there's no competition, there's a reason there's no competition, because there's no demand. So was there anything before you went into production and started spending and investing your money in this? Did you do any market testing to validate the idea, or did you just go for it and think, well,
yeah. So we made the idea probably about 4 a.m. And then we woke up the next day. We drove to our Walmart. We bought 2 nets. We rigged them together on the backyard. And then we had our best friends come over. So we just made up a game on the spot. We included the typical 4 square rules from like middle school recess.
Yep.
And volleyball. And we're all big basketball guys. So we made the rules game to 11, win by 2.
Okay.
And we pretty much just had a free-for-all with the ball, and whoever served it was the one who got the point. And if they stayed alive, they got a point. And our friends came over. We played for hours, like legit, just all day long. And we were all like, all right, we gotta go play again. We gotta go play again. And so we're like, all right, if it works with our friends, like, why wouldn't it work with all the kids across the world?
Yeah, fair enough. So everybody was pretty stoked.
Yeah, we were stoked, and then we were off to the races.
Okay. So now you've done some market validation. You got to make the thing before you can sell it. So nobody makes it. You can't go into Alibaba and say, send me a 4-way volleyball net. So how'd you get it made?
Yeah, so we had a blueprint built up. Mike's the engineer, so he made all the design and all of that good stuff. And then we found sporting good manufacturers on Alibaba. Kind of sent out some NDAs being like, hey, we have this great idea. Are you open to possibly creating it? Most of them kind of shrugged us off. We found one company that spoke English well enough to kind of have a good conversation. Build some trust there.
How many companies did you have to contact to find the one?
Probably at least 25 or 30 really solid ones. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
so there's the first takeaway for people who are listening to this. Even trying to find a supplier, you got blown off 25-ish times before you found somebody who would give you the time of the day. The reason I point that out is a lot of people would have given up after 10.
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
We definitely and then when we found 2 or 3 that were pretty competitive, we kind of put the bidding war against each other. We'd say, oh, we're going to buy 10,000 nets, but in reality, we were only going to buy 50 or 100 to start with our own. Yeah, that's one lesson we've learned smartly. Is just don't invest in too much inventory off the bat because you never know what's going to change.
Well, especially when you're launching a brand new product, because your friends are going to have a bias. They're your friends. So they're not going to come over and think and tell you, hey, dude, your idea sucks.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to harm the friendship.
Yeah.
So how about gross margins? What do gross margins on a product like this look like?
Right now, our margins are about 40%, which is I'm pretty happy with. It's a $150 product. So our margins are about 40% right now.
Is that gross or net?
I'm sorry, excuse me. That's net
Okay.
profit.
So how about gross? In other words, for something, what does it cost you to make the thing versus what do you sell it for?
Oh yeah, we sell it for about 3x.
Okay. So you got really strong gross margins, which is super important because without enough gross margins, you don't have enough money for advertising and anything else.
Yeah.
All right. And you haven't really been at it long enough. I mean, well, actually, maybe you have. Have your gross margins improved since day one, or are they about the same as they were?
Yeah, we've been negotiating a lot with our manufacturing price. So we've scaled from ordering 100 units to just yesterday we put an order for 15,000. So
15,000.
Yeah. So our margins have completely increased.
I bet.
Yeah, a lot of negotiation there, but yeah, it's been good.
And are you still dealing with the same manufacturer that you chose the first time around?
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah, we are.
And you haven't seen pirated copies of your product anywhere floating around yet?
Not yet, and we're fully patented, but I know that's going to be a whole other conversation.
Yeah, but in China, they don't really care about that.
Exactly. So no, right now we have a very good relationship with the manufacturer that they say that a lot of people reach out to them trying to get bootlegs made, and we have this agreement that they won't source the product to anybody else, and they've been good on their word for the last 2 years. So.
And have you flown over to China to meet them yet?
I have not personally. Our other partner, Mike, has been there twice.
Okay. All right. So you
yeah,
spent some time, stared eye to eye, maybe had a dinner.
Oh, yeah. A few beers went around. Yeah, got all the Snapchats and the videos, meeting them over time. So, yeah, it was a good time.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your store. What software are you using for the store?
Right now, we're built on Shopify.
Okay. And are there some of the Shopify apps that are your favorite?
Yeah, we actually just purchased a new app called Carthook.
Okay.
So it's a really nice, a little bit expensive, but essentially what it does is it shrinks down the amount of clicks that a customer has to do to reach that final checkout stage. So normally on the Shopify page, it's three clicks. So you put your shipping, you put your billing, you put your credit card. Now you do it on all one form. And we've seen our conversion actually go up a full percentage point since we implemented it a few months back.
Nice. And how about software for email marketing? What are you using for that?
We just switched from Privy, which was a nice, affordable option, to Klaviyo. So we're working on kind of moving everything over to Klaviyo right now. Just a lot more capabilities that we're able to design more beautiful, legit-looking emails that are going to resonate with our customers, and also a lot more tracking, which is nice.
Okay. So aside from an editor that allowed you to create prettier emails and better tracking, both of which are important, obviously, was there any other key features in Klaviyo that
the biggest feature that I've seen so far is a welcome series. So we are getting close to 5,000 visitors a day to our site. So if I could cap as many emails as possible, over the last year, we've built up a repository of probably 75,000 right now. So once I get them into the funnel by offering them $5 or $10 off, they then go through a welcome series of about 7 different emails.
Yeah.
Providing value, you're missing out. Did you use a coupon? Here's a video. Come to an event. So that welcome series, I could track how much money I'm making off each email, where people are in the funnel. And those are all just two massive features that money just drips in from that was not offered on our previous email marketing.
Yep. Okay. So if you're getting that many email addresses, you're obviously getting a lot of traffic to the site. How much traffic are you getting?
We're getting at least 5,000 visitors a day.
And where's all that traffic coming from?
Mostly from Facebook and also Google.
So paid traffic.
Yeah, all paid traffic.
Okay.
And having some good word of mouth, because we have ultimately what we've learned really quickly was if people are bringing the net to the beach and actually playing,
well, sure,
at the $150, people turn their head like crazy. Like when I go to the beach, I'm in Miami, when I go set up the net, I'll get 20 people just looking at the thing, asking me questions, trying to come play. So we quickly learned the more nets we got out into the world, the more organic marketing, and we would get sales just from people at the beach. So if our users are doing it, sales are happening that way too.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. So let's talk about the advertising campaigns a bit. So you're using Facebook and Google. Are you using both of them for cold traffic, or are you using Google for cold and Facebook for retargeting?
We're using Facebook for retargeting. We're using Google for some cold marketing. We're trying to get more. The gym teachers is a huge element of our game that we didn't even really think about when we first created it on that couch. But now we're in over 2,500 schools. So gym teachers look all night long. They're like Googling, oh, I have this lesson planned in 2 weeks. I really don't know what to do with my kids. So now we're kind of bidding on those terms that they're searching. And they're like, oh, a 4-way volleyball net. My kids could be engaged. There's tons of good like PR about how gym teachers are using Crossnet. So students are they love to play and learn volleyball on a 4-way net where their hand-eye coordination is getting increased and they're not just sitting around bored when there's 7 people on 7 people, like just waiting for the ball to come to them.
Yeah, no kidding. What's the retail price point of the product?
$150.
So do you think these teachers are just buying it out of their own money, or are they getting school
No,
money to pay for it?
they have a budget. So they have a budget that they use, and we're also on the homepage and also the front page of some of the largest physical education catalogs. So every semester they get a catalog, and Crossnet smack in the middle of it.
How'd you get in the catalogs?
Just sent a cold message to all the buyers. Made my LinkedIn look as pretty as I could, and just sent them an email. Said, hey, I've invented a 4-way net. I know your teachers are going to love it. Our local gym teachers back in our hometown, they love it, and they really find good use for it in their classrooms. Let's try it. So they ordered about 10, and now they're ordering in like hundreds after.
And did you personally go and manually send all those emails, or did you automate that task in any way, shape, or form?
To begin, I did it all personal because I just wanted to give personalized touches. For example, there's a retailer we work with in New Jersey called Flaghouse Sports. So kind of personal touch. I used to live in New York. So kind of giving that little New York touch that I wouldn't be able to do just if I was automating all the messages. Yep. But now I have kind of automation. I have lead lists that I've purchased, and we're kind of sending out daily emails as well.
Okay, so the lead list, you're just buying a list of email addresses, and so you're basically carpet bombing. Is it a single email or a multiple email sequence?
It's a multiple email sequence, and we have a kind of a small little email team that will just be sending out, hey, we have 2,500 gym teachers. Oh, have you seen Crossnet? 2 days later, oh, use this discount code to purchase your net, and then we'll be able to track that ROI and that lead list too.
Okay, now is there any software or tools that you're using to help automate that email outreach?
Just a nice $10 Google plugin called Yet Another Mail Merge.
And so that allows you to send an email, from a Gmail account to a whole bunch of people at one time?
Correct, yes. 2,500.
Now, is this email, do you send just one, or do you have like 6 that are queued up, and if they reply, then they don't get any more?
Correct, yeah. So you have an Excel sheet with all the leads on it. You hover over the column. You blast out the email, and you pick the email that you want. And then from there, it'll actually say if the person responded or not, their column will change. So every day, at the end of every workday, we'll delete or move people out and then put them on the next strip.
Okay.
It's a bit of a manual process, but for a small startup like us, like 3 founders, we're cool with the $10 investment.
Yeah. And have you thought of using a virtual assistant to manage that spreadsheet for you?
Yeah, so we do have a virtual assistant managing that right now and sending out the emails.
Okay. Are there other areas where virtual assistants are helping you in the business?
Yeah. So right now we just hired about 2 weeks ago. Order fulfillment was coming in from a lot of our wholesalers sending us one-off orders. So they'd send us a purchase order from a client. You'd have to go into UPS, put the shipping information in, the billing information, the tracking, all of that. It took about 20 minutes per order. So that quickly became, we're getting 25 of those orders a day. A lot of my time.
Yeah.
So I just outsourced that. She's been a rock star over the last 2 weeks during the busy season. So
yeah, I'd imagine right now you guys are pretty busy.
Yeah, we're sending over 200, 300 orders a day, which is really nice. So
yeah, you like days like that, huh?
it's great.
All right, so we've been talking a bit about marketing. I want to go deeper into the marketing now because that's such a big challenge for so many other store owners. So first off, let's cover off what's your year-over-year growth rate been over the last 2 years?
Yeah, so last year we grew. So last year was kind of our first official year of selling. We were back ordered months at a time. So last year we grossed. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I thought I had that meeting. My bad. Apologies. So we grossed about $250,000 last year.
Yep.
And this year we are going to gross over $2 million.
That's pretty phenomenal.
Not bad at all.
Yeah,
So
not bad at all.
that was a nice growth. Even I was just sitting with my founders yesterday, and we had projected $400,000 for this year, and we made over $400,000 in December alone.
So did that growth happen because you massively ramped up advertising, or you massively ramped up outreach, or did you just get lucky? What did you actually do to shoot through your target by such a wide margin?
We didn't think we'd be able to get into vendors like Target and Walmart, and pretty much when you look at our product, we're actually sold out on those channels right now because of the Black Friday madness. But all the retailers, I started sending out personalized emails, and I never thought they were going to write back to us. And everybody loves the product. The outdoor game space is a little bit boring. So we've grown our retail sales tremendously this year. But then it's also the e-commerce sales. We're getting steady streams of traffic. We have 3 or 4 really high quality videos that we've invested in and had great influencers make content for.
Yep.
And we've really locked in those demos. The moms are really our target market. Moms buy it for their children all day long. They want their kid to get off their cell phone. And it took us a while to kind of identify that. We thought the end consumer was really going to be the millennials, which is still a good amount of our sales. But most of the time, it's families looking for a game to play in their yard and learn the volleyball skills.
Makes a lot of sense because I have kids, and everybody who has kids are worried that they're staring at their screens too much.
Exactly.
So mom is the target market, and you're reaching mom, I guess, predominantly through ads in search and exposure in retail stores. But by the way, what percentage of your sales is happening online versus off?
About 80% online.
80% online. Okay. So that means that you are getting a lot of the moms through search. Is that right? Okay. How did you identify, and I'm sure all of this has been a very iterative process for you, but in the beginning, before you knew it was mom, you probably had no idea what the search terms were.
Yeah, exactly. We certainly didn't, and we're still learning. It's a learning curve every single day. I sit down with our Google people and our Facebook people just to kind of get updates on where we are. My brother's the CEO of the company. He handles all the day-to-day social media marketing. But essentially what we kind of found from the data was that the people who are commenting and engaging and purchasing on the Facebook, which is our biggest advertiser, was always families. Hey, Sharon, we should buy this for the kids. Oh, hey, Luke, we need this for the kids. The kids would love this. So time and time again, the comments were, let's buy this for the family. So we've ramped up the spend so much just geared towards family search.
And what percentage of your sales are coming from cold traffic campaigns versus retargeting?
That's a good question. I wouldn't know the exact number, to be honest, and I probably should. But yeah, we definitely are we're seeing the majority of the sales are people actually searching for the brand, Crossnet. They know, they're familiar after 2 years, seeing it in their timeline. I go to a local bar and people have seen the game. I have the Crossnet little logo on the back of my phone. People are like, oh, I've seen that before. And it's because of
Okay.
Facebook ads.
Nice. Do you know what your cost per customer acquisition is right now?
Right now, it's about $35.
$35. Okay. And how's that changed over, say, the last 6 months?
It used to be about $60, sometimes even $70. So
That's a big difference.
Yeah, a nice big difference. So we've kind of honed in on what's working. We've cut spend when it's not working. And we've kind of find these places where like we're bleeding cash. And before, when it was just a small 3-man team, we didn't know we were spending money on search terms that weren't working and just costing us a lot of money for no reason. So we've gotten a lot smarter over the last 6 months.
And are you guys managing the campaigns yourself, or are you working with agencies?
We're working with, we have an agency that we work with. And then on the Google side, I have a close friend in town who is a paid expert. So.
Okay. And how did you find the agency?
Just through our online communities. We're kind of very big in the Instagram world. We have a lot of friends who have owned their own e-commerce brands. So kind of a friend of a friend introduction. So That's how we found them.
And are you in any mastermind groups?
No, not at the moment.
Really? Yeah. Okay. So when you say the Instagram world, tell me a little bit about that.
So we have a good friend who invented the burrito blanket. He used to run our Facebook ads for a little bit as well. Got these viral burritos selling everywhere. They just got a partnership with Macy's. We have a really good friend named Sean Kelly who creates jerseys for some of the biggest celebrities in the world. He runs like the #1 custom jersey company.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a lot of millennial friends who are just building up and coming Shopify stores. And we kind of networked all together. So if something works for us, we'll send out a text message and say, hey, try this. And we're just kind of growing together. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, no kidding. So is there any formalization to this structure, or is it just haphazard, kind of happens whenever?
No, just, hey, I'm flying to your house in New Jersey. I'm spending a week on your couch, and we're going to work on our laptops together and build our companies.
Nice. Are you on Amazon at this point?
So we are officially off Amazon as of 48 hours ago because we sold out of our Amazon inventory. But yes, we are on Amazon. Amazon has been incredible all throughout the year, and we will be back on very soon.
And are you selling to Amazon as a vendor, or are you running your own Seller Central account?
So we actually work with a distributor called Spreetail. They are a huge Nebraska e-commerce company, and they actually buy in massive bulk from us. So we flew up to Nebraska in June of this year, kind of met with them, put a partnership together. They really, really trusted us with our product, saw a good future for the game. So they're buying in bulk with us, and they're our sole distributor on Amazon, Target.com, Walmart.com, and a bunch of other channels. So they handle all the customer service, all the order fulfillment. Everything gets pumped out within like 24 hours. It's a really good system.
And how did that relationship come to be?
They sent me a cold email through our little chat box online, talk.com or talk.net. It's a nice little Shopify plugin, but they said, hey, I'm a buyer. Let's chat. They bought 25 units, didn't think anything of it. They then sent me an email saying, hey, we sold out of 25. Can we get on the phone? Got on the phone, and they said, can I buy 2,400? I said, of course you could buy 2,400. We're just going to be sold out of our own inventory for our customers, but we'll make it work. We always do. So 2,400 has turned into 5,000 units at a time. And yeah, it's been a good relationship.
So take note, my Amazon reseller listeners, there's evidence for you right there that cold email works. You just have to send a lot of them. Now, were they the first ones to ever email you?
No, they were not. We got smaller, like mom and pop stores. We actually got one, can't look for a good partnership in about 2 months. One of the largest sporting goods stores in the entire world. We'll be having Crossnet. So can't talk about that yet, but they cold emailed us too. So get a lot of traffic and people and check those emails.
So are you planning on having more than one seller on the Amazon channel?
No, so not on the Amazon channel, but
good decision.
Yeah, as of now, they are our exclusive distributor on the Amazon channel. They're doing really well for us, and they're buying in the quantities that make us a very healthy margin. So we're happy with it.
Mm-hmm. And are they running ads on the Amazon Marketplace?
Yeah, they are running some small PPC ads. We're kind of in a decision that we got to make in Q1 is if we see a lot of people bouncing from our own website and then going to Amazon to get free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of like, are we doing duplicative spending? If we're bidding on Amazon, but people are coming from our Facebook ads and just bouncing from our site, are we actually losing money that we don't need to be spending because they came to our site anyway? So those are going to be some crucial decisions we're making in Q1 for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing about Amazon. It can be such a great boon to your business, but you're not building a customer list. You're selling all this stuff, but you're not building a customer list. And if you're not building a customer list, that has an effect on the enterprise value of your company. In other words, if you ever want to sell it one day, it's not going to be worth as much, especially if you end up where you've got a business where 80% of your volume is going through the Amazon channel, the value of your company is actually going down, not up.
Yeah.
Have you got mentors that have been telling you about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we definitely have. So we have some good mentors that have been consulting us. But right now, our Amazon sales are probably about 25% of our business. So we still see a healthy margin coming from our .com where we're building those emails and getting that customer data.
So do you have a plan right now to try and make sure that Amazon is, say, never more than 50% of your sales?
Yeah, I mean, right now we have a structured agreement with our distributor where we're only giving them X amount of inventory per year. And that's a lot less than what we're selling on our .com. So
yeah, that's probably not the worst idea in the world. Just limit the inventory. It's a pretty simple solution to what is otherwise, for many brands, a very, very complex problem.
Yeah. So we're going to limit the inventory. If we see that the inventory sells out quicker than expected for the calendar year, we'll either A, give more inventory if we feel like we need it, or B, raise our prices before we give them more inventory so we make more of a margin on it.
Yeah, that's another thing you could do. Sell it for a couple of bucks more on Amazon. People get free shipping, but they also pay a slight premium for that, and that puts some extra money in your pocket.
Exactly.
So how big is the team now?
Right now, there's still the 3 founders, and then we have about anywhere on any given day, 7 to 10 kind of freelancers working on us on various projects.
Give me an example of some of the things you're using freelancers for.
Right now, we have a coder creating a landing page for Christmas Day and also for New Year's Day, just so those pages are pre-populated, ready to go when the holiday emerges. I know last year we were like, damn, it would have been nice to have a little Santa Claus in a yellow Crossnet hat. So we're able to have the luxury of having some money to do that this year.
Yeah, it is more fun to be able to have some money to do stuff, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, so doing stuff like that. Just have a random team. Another example would be we're putting together a brand guideline document. Probably about 2 years late, but it's always nice to have. So now I can send it off to doing podcasts like these, or a lot of PR and newspapers are writing about Crossnet, but they might spell the name wrong, or they might not know our color schemes or something like that, or have a display photo. So having something like this just to kind of send out is a good look for the brand.
So at this point in time in your business, you probably have quite a few processes that happen over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Are you starting to document your processes and create standard operating procedures?
Yeah, that's actually when we get off the phone today, creating an org chart and then creating kind of a duplicative kind of message that I could get more people to start freeing up time in our day. Even automating my own personal inbox of just sales emails or gym teacher emails. Need to get the time off my plate so I could focus on bigger things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I actually just spent my weekend at a mastermind with 50 other entrepreneurs, all of us doing 6 and 7 figures online. And that's the thing we're all focused on: elimination, delegation, and automation. Exactly. So have you heard of my software company called Flowster?
No, tell me a little bit.
It's a platform for SOPs. So I own an Amazon business where we sell a couple $1,000,000 a year versus stuff on Amazon, and I don't work in it at all. I delegated myself right out of the business within 6 months. And the way that I did that was I looked at every single process from product sourcing through to listing optimization, running pay-per-click campaigns, shipping, receiving, reconciliation, Amazon account health, everything. And everything can be broken down into a process. And if you can break it down into a process, you can describe it in a document. And so our software was built for exactly that purpose. So now my team and thousands of other entrepreneurs come to Flowster, and all of their standard operating procedures live in the software. We've got a bunch of them that we've got premium ones you can buy, you can make them yourself. There's free ones in the marketplace that you can download. So, like if you wanted one for keyword research, or you wanted one for blog posts, or you wanted one for posting a video on YouTube or building your brand on YouTube, on and on and on and on it goes. So having been a multiple time CEO, now I am a huge believer in processes, because they really do set you free from that grind that, I like to talk about entrepreneurial freedom. That's the freedom for entrepreneurs to work 24 hours a day. And as the leader, or as the co-founder, you don't want to be in that place. It's like jail. Exactly. It's no fun at all. So I'm happy to talk to you more offline if you like, but for anyone who's listening, or even for yourself, it's free to check out. You just go to flowster.app. You can create an account in about 60 seconds. You can go to the marketplace. You can download, just browse around and see what SOPs are of interest to you. You can download them. And I promise you that whether you use my software or not, if you focus on documenting every single one of your business processes, and then you figure out how to get it off of your desk so you never have to do it again, you will have a much more enjoyable experience as an entrepreneur. That's my life. I own 3 companies. I have a pretty relaxed schedule. It's not full of appointments and activities, and almost everything is off my plate because I document and then I delegate to somebody else, and it's an absolute game changer. So hopefully, hopefully that was of some help. Yeah. So what are some of your plans for, you've just come through a 4 or 5x, whatever the math is on your growth, 10x almost, actually, about 8x. Yeah, 8x, 250 to 2 million. Yeah. What are some of have you made a roadmap for 2020, and what does that roadmap look like, and what are some of the challenges you think you're going to run into?
Yeah, inventory already. We've seen, since we sold out on Amazon, we sold out on Amazon about 48 hours ago, like I said. And in the last 48 hours, we've seen our conversion and our sales double, which is kind of a crazy feeling. So with that, our inventory is bleeding because we're selling double the amount that we forecasted for. So we just put a rush order in for 15,000 3 nights ago. So we have the manufacturers working on that immediately around the clock. But also, we know that inventory is being pre-sold pretty much on our site. When we run out, we'll say, hey, you're not going to get your shipment until January 15th or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Making sure we have inventory for the stores that have already pre-ordered. We're in a store called Shields. So they have 22, 23 locations across the world. And they've already pre-ordered for February and June of next year for their stores. So, yeah.
So inventory, businesses that are dependent on inventory like yours, that grow as quickly as yours do, suck up more cash than they throw off. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the things you're doing to shore up more capital? Because obviously if you can't buy inventory, then you can't grow.
Yeah. So one thing we've done with our manufacturer is we had a deal where we only have to put 20% down of the PO up front for them to start working. So they have a really nice trust relationship with us. And then essentially what we're doing is we're only paying for the inventory in full once they ship the inventory to us. So once the cargo is released, we pay for it, and we're only shipping over what we need, knowing our turnaround time. So we're not putting up hundreds and hundreds of thousands. We're only putting up a couple $100,000 at a time. That way we have cash in the bank and we have orders coming in. And we're also not shutting down our store when we run out of inventory. We're going to continue to take orders. We'll just continue to set customer expectation. Hey, you're not getting your order till here. We'll give them that message a few times. That way we still have cash in the bank to kind of fulfill these orders. And
so I have 3 ideas for you on how you can get free money. Would you like to hear them?
Let's do it.
So idea number 1, you've got an email list.
Yep.
You can do pre-sales. Say, hey, we're this small company. We're growing like crazy. I'll give you a discount if you pay for your product now, and you'll get it in, 30 days or whatever. So there's one. There's probably some money there you could get. Yeah. You've got brick and mortar retailer partners. You could do the same thing. Hey guys, I'd like you to pay for it, because Walmart and all these companies, they don't want to pay early. They want to pay late. But if you give them a discount, maybe they'll pay early. And so that's number 2. And then number 3, just Google 0 interest credit cards. There are plenty of credit cards out there where there's no interest charged for the first 18 and sometimes even as much as 24 months. and you can, there's a number of ways to get the money off the credit card. So you could directly pay your supplier, but let's say your supplier won't take a credit card, they want a check. So you can use this thing called plastic, spelled with a Q at the end. So instead of a C at the end, it's a Q. And I just learned about this at the Mastermind I was at on the weekend. So plastic will allow you to pay whatever. You run it through there, they take a little bit of a fee, and then they can send a check. Or you can have two LLCs. You can have your credit card in one, and you can have your other company invoice the credit card and then pay by the credit card. And then that money ends up in your bank account. And now you've got the money in your bank account to write a check or send a wire or whatever you need to do. There was one of the guys at the Mastermind, a fellow by the name of Jeff Seckinger, I believe is his last name. And that's essentially what he teaches is people. There was guys there who had raised, like one guy in particular, $180,000 in free money, no interest, from these various credit cards. And then he used that money to go out and actually buy an e-commerce business, which I thought was brilliant. So there's a lot more, if you're clever, there's a lot more free capital available than you might think. Yeah.
So we got the pre-orders coming in on our site. We'll have that for a few months until all the inventory lands. And yeah, it's an easy product. The orders are coming in. The conversion rate's not dropping too much when we tell people that we're back ordered for a few weeks. We've been down this road before. Yeah. Completely self-funded, and now we're 100% profitable. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think you'll ever take investors?
At this point, I don't think we need to. We have an indoor model coming out in the first weeks of January. We have more than enough inventory that we need, and we've been able to forecast without too many big hiccups. If it becomes a point where we're selling 50,000 units every month, like that might become a time where we need inventory and we need some more cash up front. But as of now, we've kind of, every time we thought we needed an investor, we've kind of gotten over it as a team and found a strategic way to get over it. And now that we're 100% profitable and have zero debt and nobody to pay back besides me making a living, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what the future holds, but right now it doesn't seem like we need one.
Don't take them if you don't need them.
Exactly.
There's really no reason to do it. All right, we are going to finish up here with 5 quick facts. These are 5 short questions, just looking for 5 short answers. Favorite business book or podcast?
I'm reading, favorite business book right now is The Story of Netflix by the first owner.
Yeah, I just finished it. It's called That'll Never Work.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That'll Never Work. About 200 pages in, and it's captivating.
Yeah, I listen to it on Audible as I drive back and forth to the gym each day. Favorite online tool for growing your business?
Shopify. Shopify has been amazing. Best tool I could have.
How many hours a week are you working?
Probably less than 40.
Less than 40. That surprises me. I would have thought I'm assuming, are you single?
No, I got a girlfriend.
But you're not married, no kid, right?
Not married, no. Yeah.
I would have figured that you were cranking at 60 or 70 a week, and I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised to hear you're working 40. Now, for other folks who are listening, because a lot of entrepreneurs put in a lot of hours, why is it only 40? Is it because you really only need to do 40, or was there a conscious decision?
Well, I was definitely at 60 or 80 a few months back, but now it's just kind of gotten to the point where I have these VAs and I have that time that you're talking about, and now I'm not spending 20 minutes making a shipping label. I'm not doing customer support. I'm not answering the emails that I don't need to answer. And now I have time to enjoy my life. I have a great business, and I'd rather pay somebody $8 and have my freedom,
Amen, brother. I am all about that.
Exactly.
So you're still pretty young, but I'm going to ask you this last question. So what do you wish your younger self knew? And when I say younger self, let's just go back a year or 2 years when you were earlier on in your journey.
Younger self knew. Take the risk earlier. I was working a pretty dead-end job, in my opinion, right out of college. Just really was a grind every day, going one of those jobs where I got an email. I remember one day I got an email from my boss saying, "The back of your shirt is partly untucked. Can you please tuck it in?" And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, it's 4:59 and my shirt is partly untucked. And at that day, I was just like, all right, I'm done with this. Like I could always do a job. So taking the risk sooner. If nobody's going to do it, like you have to do it. If not, somebody else is going to do it and you're going to just be regretting it your whole life.
Yeah. Any other entrepreneurs in your family?
Well, my brother's the co-founder of our business. So it's just me and my brother.
But not your parents. You didn't learn this from your parents.
Nope. Just learned to hustle from my parents and trying to just make it happen.
Yeah. Good on you, man. You've done a phenomenal job, Chris. Super impressed with the results that you've achieved. I have no doubt you've got bright things ahead of you. And thanks very much for being on the show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.